Tottenham Hotspur are in a relegation battle, the unthinkable is happening, and to be honest, we do not have long to save ourselves. The way we play in our next 11 Premier League games under Igor Tudor is going to decide whether we stay in the Premier League or go down into the second tier of English football. And I think the obvious place to start off is to look at our fixtures. Obviously, first of all, we have Fulham away this Sunday, which is going to be our second London derby on the bounce, ahead of our third London derby on the bounce. And we're playing away. It is going to be very, very difficult. Fulham have just come off the back of a beautiful 3-0 win at Sunderland. And fortunately, Igor Tudor has said that we are going to get two of our injured players back in time for this fixture. One of them being Pedro Porro, playing in that crucial right back position with the way that we are currently setting it up with more of a 5-back under Igor Tudor. It is going to be a very, very difficult game, and hopefully we really do need to be picking up these points, because these next 3-4 games are really going to decide our season. They are going to decide how these further games all suddenly set up, and really we need to be well ahead of West Ham and Nottingham Forest before we get into that run-in, because if we are not, then pressure will mount and things can very badly go wrong. And then next up on the 5th of March, we are playing against Crystal Palace at home. Crystal Palace, obviously, they're losing their manager. Lots of their players have left. And to be honest, it isn't looking great for them either. But at the moment, they're 6 points above us in the table. And it shows you the difference. Crystal Palace are currently not going through a good moment, yet they're still above us. Obviously, some of the points which they won were earlier on in the season. But the point is, they're currently above us in the table, and this game is going to be absolutely crucial on the 5th of March. And by the way, I'm actually going to that game, probably going to be doing a match game vlog, so if you want to see that, don't forget to subscribe. And then 10 days after that, we have a lovely 10-day rest. We are unfortunately going to Anfield. Now, obviously, I always believe in our Tottenham team. However, we are going to Anfield against Liverpool. Liverpool are doing pretty well this season, and to be honest, at Anfield, they have one of, if not the most big home advantage with their stadium and their noisy fans probably in the world, and it's going to be very, very difficult to pick up points in this game. But having said that, West Ham are also playing against them this weekend, so they will hopefully also drop points against Liverpool. I can't believe I'm hoping on West Ham to drop points against Liverpool this weekend. Honestly, we have completely plummeted. And then after that, there's an absolutely huge game on the 22nd of March against Nottingham Forest, which really could make or break our season, because if we go ahead and look at the table, this isn't even funny. I mean, they are 2 points behind us. The only thing which you can really hold on to here is the fact that, yes, we're 2 points ahead, but also our goal difference is thankfully a lot better than Forest and West Ham. But if we don't play well in our next few games and we don't pick up points here, and then the pressure mounts for this game and we lose, and West Ham start to pick up points, then it could be catastrophic. And so we've looked at our fixtures, our next 4 fixtures upcoming in March. And looking at Nottingham Forest's, theirs aren't too easy, but then again, they are also very, very important. They're playing against Brighton away. That could kind of go either way with the way those things are going. Then they're playing Manchester City. I think it is fair to say that obviously Manchester City will probably take up those 3 points. And then they're playing Fulham, just like us. The only difference is that they are playing at the City Ground at home. And then finally in March, as we said, they're playing against us away. So not an easy fixture schedule, but then again, not the most difficult either with the way some of the teams are playing. And then finally, let's take a quick look at West Ham's fixtures. They do have one on the 28th of February in 5 days' time against Liverpool at Anfield, which I also think is very fair to say Liverpool will probably win. And let's really hope that West Ham do not pick up any points there, because as we've seen, this can become a lot closer, a lot quicker. You guys probably remember that Benjamin Šeško equalised for Manchester United in the 95th minute or something it was against West Ham. Otherwise, they would have picked up another, what would have been 2 points. So both of these teams would have been on 27 points and we would have been on 29. And that is absolutely worrying and concerning. And as a Tottenham fan, this is looking very, very concerning for us at the moment. And then all of us seem to be playing against Fulham, either home or away, but we are playing against Fulham. West Ham are playing against Fulham away at Craven Cottage, so that could also go either way, another London derby. Then they're playing in the FA Cup, also a London derby. Then they're playing against City, a very, very difficult game. I imagine that they'll probably try and play a bit more defensively in that game and hopefully go for a draw is what they're probably aiming for. And then they're playing against Aston Villa away, which is going to be very difficult as well, considering how Aston Villa are currently doing in the league, in third, having a beautiful season. And so really, I would say that our fixtures, they aren't the most difficult, but they are absolutely crucial with the amount of injuries we've got, with the new manager we've got, and the current league position we are in. There is a lot of pressure on us. And now I think another good idea would probably be to look at our injury list. So, here is our squad. Obviously, Igor Tudor, head coach, we all know that. And Pedro Porro, as we said, is returning in early March. And I'm going to come onto this a bit more later. He's got a hamstring injury. Obviously, he will hopefully be back for this next game against Fulham. We have Kevin Danso, who's also coming back in early March with a toe injury. A crucial centre-back now, considering that really Christian Romero is suspended and Mickey van der Ven and Dragusin are having to really take the reins here. Obviously, Mickey van der Ven, a common starter for us. Ben Davies also can always fill in whenever anyone is injured, coming in as a substitute. Very, very solid player and usually gets the job done. And also, one of my personal favourites, Destiny Udogie, who has a muscle injury. He'll be back in mid-March of 2026, of course. The injuries we have looked at with the defenders so far are very, very important. And we're going to look at that later with the team sheet we put out yesterday against Arsenal. But of course, we have many, many more injuries. I mean, all of these midfielders, wingers, and then we also have people out for the rest of the season, like Wilson Odobert. It is really, really tragic, the amount of injuries we have. But then again, the way we are playing, there is no excuse for it. Obviously, there is some sympathy. Yes, we have injuries. Yes, there are certain things, referee decisions gone against us, perhaps unfairly, but there is no excuse for how we're playing so far. And as I said about these defensive injuries with being Ben Davies, Kevin Danso, Pedro Porro and Destiny Udogie, I now wanted to touch on this with the team sheet that we put out against Arsenal. And I think this is quite important. I mean, this is just my opinion. You may agree or disagree. Let me know down below in the comments. But I feel like, first of all, Archie Gray, fantastic player. Potential Tottenham future captain. Very, very ball of energy, always there, very much cares a lot. You can see it when he plays, but I don't think he should be played on the right side of the pitch. I think he should be in the centre. He is a lot better in the centre, at least from what I've been able to observe. Obviously, I'm no football coach, I'm no tactical master, I'm 14 years of age, but I do think, from what I've seen, he is a lot better in the centre of the pitch. And that's just my opinion, but also there are some other things which you got to look at. Obviously, Pedro Porro coming back in time for the next game. He can obviously fill in this right back. Very, very important. He can deal with these left winger threats. He's very, very experienced. He's a very good player. And Pedro Porro can always whip these crosses in around here as well. Then we have Destiny Udogie. He won't be back for the next match, but he is coming back soon. Back in time for this left back spot as well, which is very, very important. And then looking at this back line, this back three, which we have, obviously we're playing a back five, but looking at these three centre-backs, Van der Ven really is the only centre-back which we have generally starting. I mean, Dragusin's only started starting recently because of all these injuries, and Palhinha doesn't really start as a centre-back either, usually. And obviously we are going to have Danso coming back. I mean, Ben Davies could be played in that centre-back role, but I don't know what Igor Tudor's going to pick, who he's going to pick. But yeah, Danso could be coming back very soon, as we could see, early March 2026. Could be back very, very soon. And hopefully we can fix this back line. Because I don't think at the moment this 5-back is working. I think it's very important that we get the correct players back in order to then play this back, this back five and put the players in their ideal positions. But I do think that the way we are playing at the moment truly is very, very concerning. And looking at this league table, we can see that it is very, very concerning. West Ham only 4 points behind us in that relegation zone. And things can change very, very quickly. We've seen it already this season. We used to be around here, and now all of a sudden we've dropped down to 16th. And really, it is very, very worrying as a Tottenham fan how this is going to go, especially with these fixtures coming up. They're not the most difficult, but they are absolutely crucial. They're winnable. They are winnable. But with the pressure mounting and everything that is on the line with this fan base, with these players, with the new manager, it could not be more crucial at this point in time. Obviously, Nottingham Forest, they also have some difficult games. City away. They're playing us. Hopefully we can get that crowd going. West Ham as well. Their next match is at Anfield. And then they have City. Then they're going to Villa. It's not easy for anyone. But as we know in the Premier League, things can change very, very quickly. And it is very, very worrying the way we are playing. I don't think it is worth saying Tottenham are going to be dragged into a relegation battle, because I think, quite frankly, we are in a relegation battle at this moment in time. And as I've said about 10 times this video, it is very, very worrying. And let me know your thoughts down below. I would absolutely love to hear them. And go watch this video. Come on, you Spurs.